How did they breathe 280 feet underground? The textbooks tell us that humans can barely function a few dozen feet underground without modern ventilation. But then you stand at the edge of an ancient shaft, so deep the sunlight vanishes after the first few steps. 280 feet down. No engines, no electricity, no fans. And yet, people lived and worked here for years. So here is the question historians quietly avoid. How did they breathe 280 feet underground? For most of the last century, the answer was simple. They didn't stay down there long. Ancient tunnels, we were told, were temporary. Ritual spaces, storage pits, escape routes used only in emergencies. That explanation worked until archaeologists began mapping entire underground cities. Not caves, cities, with bedrooms, kitchens, places of worship, and ventilation shafts that descended deeper than a modern skyscraper is tall. But there was a problem with this theory. At depths beyond 200 feet, oxygen should thin, smoke should linger, carbon dioxide should quietly kill. Yet the walls show soot-free ceilings. The floors show generations of wear. Historians ignored this for decades, until one discovery made ignoring it impossible.
The first piece of evidence comes from Cappadocia, in central Turkey. Beneath the soft volcanic rock lies Derinkuyu, an underground complex, plunging nearly 280 feet into the earth. It could shelter an estimated 20,000 people. What shocked researchers wasn't the size, it was the air. More than 50 vertical shafts connect the deepest chambers to the surface, not randomly, precisely spaced. Some wide enough to lower livestock, others narrow, twisting, engineered to pull air downward. Tests showed fresh oxygen circulating even at the lowest levels. No mechanical system, just stone. But the strangest detail was yet to come. At the bottom of Derinkuyu, archaeologists found rooms with no direct shafts at all. And yet, they were the best ventilated. The second piece of evidence lies thousands of miles away, in ancient Egypt. Deep beneath the Giza Plateau, explorers recorded narrow tunnels descending into darkness. Officially, these were symbolic, ceremonial, but inside some shafts, air currents can still be felt today. In the 19th century, engineers lowered candles into these passages. The flames didn't flicker out, they burned steady, even hundreds of feet below ground. Some shafts follow angles that seem pointless, until airflow models reveal something eerie. They align with pressure differentials between chambers, creating natural convection. Hot air rises, cool air sinks, a living system carved into stone.
And yet, no ancient text explains this knowledge directly, which raises an unsettling question. Who taught them to build this way? And what else did they know? The third piece of evidence is the most disturbing and the least discussed. In parts of South America, particularly beneath the Andes, explorers have documented artificial tunnels at extreme depths, perfectly smooth walls, long stretches with no torch residue, and side chambers where air feels fresher than at the entrance. Local legends speak of a time when people fled underground to survive a poisoned sky, a burning sun. A world above that had become hostile. Modern historians dismiss these stories as myth, but myths don't explain why these tunnels still breathe, or why some sections were deliberately sealed, as if something was meant to stay hidden. And the most unsettling discovery was still ahead. In several underground sites across the world, ventilation systems appeared deliberately destroyed. Collapsed shafts, blocked channels, as if someone, long ago, wanted these places abandoned forever. So why was this knowledge erased? Part of the answer may lie in war. Underground cities were strategic, invisible, defensible. Empires that rose later may have dismantled them to prevent rebellion. Another reason may be bias. Admitting this level of engineering forces us to admit something uncomfortable. Ancient people were not primitive. They were precise, observant, capable of manipulating nature without machines.
And then there is disaster, floods, volcanic winters, atmospheric collapse, events powerful enough to drive civilizations underground and then wipe their memory from the surface. What survives is a broken record, ruins without instruction manuals, ventilation systems that still work, but whose logic has been forgotten, a silence where explanations should be. Today, modern engineers are studying these sites again, not for history, but for survival. Because if ancient builders could keep thousands alive beneath the earth, without technology, what else did they solve that we no longer remember? We are left with stone lungs carved into the planet, still breathing, still whispering. And the final question remains unanswered. Were these underground worlds built to escape something, or to wait for it? If you believe history has more secrets buried beneath the official story, subscribe and join us as we continue to dig where the record falls silent.